Well, hello there. My name is Allanah Stanton. I'm a member of the Rockdale County High School's FCCLA chapter. So, of course, that means I attend Rockdale County High School. I will be competing in the Level 2 Leadership category. And today I'll be presenting to you the leadership journey of Allanah Stanton. So, without further ado, let's get into the presentation. Here we have the table of contents, my evidence of online project summary submission. Let's start out by getting to know me just a little bit better. I'm a sophomore at Rockdale County High School, and I have a passion for mental health. That passion for mental health bloomed in me about 3 years ago when I was in 8th grade. This is actually my first year in the FCCLA and my first ever FCCLA competition. So for me to be here at Nationals on my first go at it makes me ecstatic. In school, I'm a part of several student organizations, many of which I hold leadership positions. For example, I'm a part of Girls in Focus to Succeed, and I'm a leader. In fact, I am the youngest leader of this group as only a sophomore. I also serve as the Beta Club's vice president, as well as me being a peer facilitator. And as a peer facilitator, I'm the first ever and only level 4 peer leader, which means I've taken 4 years of this course as only a sophomore. Just a reminder that this is a high school course. I'm also a member of FCCLA, which of course I'm sure you know. I'm also a member of the Student Council. I'm a part of Future Business Leaders of America. I'm in Rockdale Youth Leadership, which is essentially a program that specifically trains sophomores to become better leaders in both their school and their community. I'm also a track and field student athlete. In the community, I sit on the Rockdale Drug Free Coalition as the youth board member. Through the coalition, I was able to attend CACA's national leadership training, as well as this summer, I will be going to their mid-year training. All of this information can be found under the Leadership Profile and Employability Skills Checklist on slides 6 to 9. Moving on, let's talk about the purpose of this project, which can be found on slides 3 to 4. Remember that passion for mental health I told you about? Well, that passion is the basis for this entire project. My goal is to expand and utilize mental health resources given to students within my school. My future and current work with mental health will fall under the Human Services career pathway and will help me to enhance my FCS education. One of the concerns I had when starting and making this goal was time management, mainly because I was unsure of whether or not I'd be able to achieve this goal within the given time frame. My plan to get this goal accomplished was to spread awareness about mental health by using the peer facilitation program. Just so you know, the peer program is a program that trains students on topics surrounding and regarding to mental health to better help serve their peers. Another way I plan on achieving this goal was by improving my own leadership skills so that I can better help my peers with their mental health. This is a goal I have been working on consistently. For for some progress I've made with this goal, I've made flyers about mental health. I've hosted campaigns surrounding mental health, such as Red Ribbon Week, Drug Prevention and Awareness Month, Suicide Prevention and Awareness Month, National Kindness Day, and many more. I've also gone to trainings to help improve my knowledge on mental health. I've also created a leadership development plan, which we'll talk about more in just a second. And I created a website for the peer facilitation program at my school because it helps me to spread awareness about mental health virtually. To follow up with some progress, or just to follow up with the entire goal itself, I have seen some of my desired results, but of course, there is still room for improvement and there's work to be done. Now let's talk about some of the ways I improved my leadership during this project. One of the ways I was able to improve my leadership was by analyzing both my leadership inventory and the leadership inventory completed by my 3 observers. On this inventory, I was evaluated and scored in 4 areas. Those areas included critical thinking skills, effective interpersonal relationship skills, effective personal relationship skills, and workplace skills. I scored myself the highest in effective personal relationship skills and effective interpersonal relationship skills. While on the other hand, my observers ranked me the highest in the workplace skills. Both my observers and I agreed that the category that had the most room for growth was critical thinking skills. Ways I plan on improving my critical thinking skills can be found on slide 27 of my portfolio in the image awareness summary. This inventory also helped me to evaluate both my strengths and weaknesses given to me by my observers. Some strengths of mine, according to my observers, include commitment, attention to detail, passion, supporting my peers, communication, willingness to work with everyone, giving good plans, and engagement. Areas of growth include learning how to find my voice as a leader, making sure not to overcommit, creating step-by-step plans, follow through, patience, and being open-minded. All of this information can be found on slides 10 through 27 of both leadership competencies, inventory, self-analysis, and summary, as well as the leadership competencies, inventory, observer analysis, and image awareness summary. The feedback my observers gave me helped me to create my leadership development plan, which included Leadership Development Plan 1, Leadership Development Plan 2, and Leadership Development Plan 3. I chose 3 topics, one from each observer, that they said I could grow in. These 3 topics included time management, step-by-step plans, and being open-minded. I set 9 short-term goals, 3 from each topic, to help me improve in those designated areas. When creating these goals, I ensured that they were SMART, specific, measurable, obtainable, relevant, and time-based. An example of one of these goals is to practice my active listening skills at least once a week for the next month. This is a goal that helps me to be more open-minded because it opens me up to new perspectives. This is also a goal that helps me with my overall goal of mental health because active listening is a skill that is often used within peer facilitation. During this project, I've also had the opportunity to do some reflection on my leadership from both my point of view and outside perspectives. The areas in which I reflected on my leadership include the Admirable Leader Summary, slides 28 through 30, the Outside Perspective Reflection, slides 27 through 49, and the Leadership Reflection, slides 50 through 56. Admirable Leader Summary allowed me to see some of the qualities I've acquired through a leader who has shown me what true leadership looks like. The Outside Perspective Reflection allowed me to reflect on what my leadership looks like from someone else's eyes. The Outside Leadership Perspective allowed me to see comments such as, the way she goes about leading a group is remarkable, and I look forward to watching her being sculpted into the masterpiece, which is a culmination of all who have left their brushstrokes on the canvas we have come to know as Allanah. These comments tell me that I am heading down the right path for leadership. Lastly, I have my leadership reflection, which has allowed me to reflect on my entire leadership journey thus far. I've seen that my impact of working towards goals on personal leadership effectiveness has been huge with helping my time management. I've also learned that as a leader, learning is something that never stops, and you should always be willing to learn and grow. I've also been able to build upon my weaknesses, such as being open-minded, and improve my strengths, such as engagement. I've also been able to build healthy habits indirectly by taking these small steps and making those short-term goals listed in my leadership development plan. Lastly, I've been able to plan for my future endeavors with mental health. Now, before we close out, I will be answering the 2 questions provided by the evaluators. The first question is as reads: what is one skill that you learned or improved upon during your project that you will use in school next year or in your future career? Well, the skill that I learned or improved upon is time management. I cannot stress just how important effective time management has been for me as both a leader and a student. When it comes to school, time management is important for things like making sure I wake up on time and making sure that during transition, I get from point A to point B within a timely manner so that I don't rack up tardies and it doesn't affect my behavior record. In addition to my academic endeavors, I have track and field. I have to make sure I get to practice on time because trust me when I say this, no one wants to run extra laps because you were late to practice. As for my extracurriculars, I had to balance a lot of clubs to ensure that I stay an active member, especially in the clubs in which I mentioned I had leadership positions. This entails me having to plan and go to meetings for Beta Club and Girls in Focus to Succeed. This also looks like me making sure I attend the bi-weekly meetings for peer facilitation, mentoring the peer leaders in the levels below me, and reporting all the information that I learned from my trainings to the coalition. These are all examples of me practicing that time management and effective time management skills as a leader. I see time management coming into play for my future career for things such as clocking in on time, making sure I meet my required deadlines, and allowing myself to produce strong quality work. This is how I see time management coming into both school and my future career. The next question that I will be answering reads as so. What obstacles caused challenges in my work and how did I address them? Well, my work with mental health is something that heavily relies on both social and emotional interaction. Now, with the pandemic coming into play, it essentially wiped out all of this much needed social and emotional interaction. While in person, we had no choice but to look and listen to others. But now that we're on a virtual platform for schooling, people have the option to mute their mics and turn off their cameras so that we can't see those faces and voices. This erases that personal feel. It is especially important for me to have that personal feel when I practice things such as trauma-informed practices, because the whole point for me with using these practices is to build that connection with the person and make them feel safe in the environment that I create with the other person, with my peer. But it was an arduous task nonetheless. However, I was able to overcome it. With things like getting feedback from my peers, reaching out to people one-on-one, checking up on others, video conferencing, and taking a training on engagement, I was able to overcome this challenge. Now, with that being said, it is sad for me to tell you that my time with you has come to an end. I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Thank you for watching and have a great day.